Hey, welcome, Keith.
Hello, I made it.
Looks like the gang's all together.
Welcome from Hexproof for More for episode 49. And what we're going to talk about today is weathering a storm, given that most of us, anybody listeners that's been affected with the winter storm, that either ice or heavy snow that we've been getting, gave me an idea. And the idea that we need to talk about is in a given scenario of something bad is going to happen on the board, either board wipe or you're going to take a bunch of damage, anything. It could be anything. And we want to discuss like your go-to moment to get yourself safe from it and to ride it out as long as possible. Try to get that W.
I love
Nice.
it.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
And this episode's dropping on Thursday, so hopefully all this weather's gone. But right now, I've got I think it's like 11 inches of snow outside right now.
Well, our temps are pretty steady for like the next week or two, so I doubt it'll melt too much.
Well, the big thing is for anybody who does watch this, their power's out or not by the time that when this releases and all that, and they can,
That's
all
true.
that.
That's true. All right. So what scenarios have you cooked up for us, Sam?
So the first scenario, we're gonna make it. It's gonna be a four-player game.
Okay.
And you're looking at the board and you're getting a kind of a sense that something bad's going to happen because either let's say everybody's got something going on and you just know that a board wipe's coming.
Hmm.
Problem is you don't know if it's going to be a land destruction or it's going to be a creature destruction. So either you can answer one in either one. Maybe you have a way to protect your lands or protect your creatures. You can answer however you. If you can answer,
Hmm.
you protect both of them. Perfect.
I'm gonna say I'm playing white and just Teferi's protection, phase myself out when something drops. When that big card comes, get myself out of there. Or if I feel it coming, like I think it's gonna happen here soon, I'll just go ahead and, do something crazy in the Teferi's protection and be out of there for a little bit. That's what I'd do if I know if I knew it was imminent, because that'll save my creatures. It'll save my, it saves my board as a whole. So I know that's like the easy cop out way of doing it, but that's what I got.
Someone has to bring it up. Someone has to.
Yeah, I've got another white card to back that up. It's Congregate, and it's just gonna let you gain 2 life for each creature on the battlefield before they're all taken out.
Yeah.
Just trying to
That's a good call.
board up your defenses, I guess.
I have a versatile answer, and
Hmm.
this is coming from a blue perspective. But bounce spells, like Unsummon, you can return your commander to your hand and avoid the commander tax. Also, you can use it offensively to remove a creature that could block your commander. You can use it defensively to put an attacking creature back into the opponent's hand. So, just having bounce spells on hand, you can save yourself from the farewell where everything's getting exiled by throwing the piece that you like to protect right back to your hand. Just throw it in your little pocket.
The one solid effort, this has also come from a white perspective. We could always have um Avacyn on the field.
Hmm.
Some get her on the field and maybe flash her in or anything like that.
Yep.
Give everything
And
indestructible.
one more aspect, but from a black perspective, having cards like uh, Blood Artist, where
Mhm.
if creatures die, you get to make someone lose life and you gain life. Just mutually assured destruction is a pretty good deterrent for a lot of board wipes. So threaten them with violence.
And so
Yeah,
you can also look at it from the side point. Let's say if you do have a blood artist out, obviously you're going to have graveyard recursion. So maybe you want to amp it up to get everything destroyed. No, that's always an option.
Yeah. Also, the
Yeah,
red
I
pers good. I did
sorry.
have one
Yeah.
good.
No, you
Uh,
got it.
Red perspective. Okay, to protect yourself from a board wipe. You have a big nasty beast on the field. Be like, hey, if anyone goes to board wipe my big nasty beast, I have a fling in hand. I'm gonna fling it at your face. So it's like whoever does like threaten violence is the red answer as well.
I think my favorite answer when playing black is like you're really upset that all these creatures are about to die. Um, and then, you don't do anything. You let them all die. And then you play Rise of the Dark Realms, and then you get
there we go.
everyone's
Yeah.
creatures, and you're like, oh no, I don't have anything. Just kidding, I have everyone's everything. So, that person wanted to board wipe, and now they've got an even bigger problem. Unless, unless they were doing it to get rid of a whole bunch of tokens, then you wouldn't use Rise of the Dark Realms because you're not really going to get much out of it. But
How about counterspell? Hello? That works too.
nope, nope,
That's a
nope,
very good blue answer. Nice.
or nope.
You can always look at it from, yeah, if you absolutely have to, but let's say, Keith, since you brought that up, what if you need the board wipe to happen?
Mhm.
In your scenario, you have the counter spell in your hand, but you need it to happen because let's say the other two people, they're just problems.
True.
Would you
Hmm.
be willing to, let's say, leave those people out in the storm? Potentially maybe get something going later in the game?
Okay, in that case, I'd probably let it rip, but hmm.
I think in this area of threat assessment, it is kind of finding the lesser of two evils sometimes. Sometimes you have to take a little bit on the chin in order to, you have to lose the battle to win the war sometimes. And there's, especially in like brackets 1 through 3, there's like a lot of like ebb and flow throughout the game. So kind of even like potentially sandbagging a little bit before a board wipe, keeping some of your resources in hand, uh, just so you're not losing everything and you're not starting from ground zero where everyone else is.
Yeah, not overcommitting or anything like that. Then you'll really be going down with the ship.
All solid answers. We're going to move into the second scenario. And let's say it's going to be one on one. Like, it's been a four-way game and it's you and the last person. Problem is they're playing red green stompy creatures. And I want answers from how you are going to deal with, let's say, multiple creatures. They're all big guys. From what color's perspective that you're going to be playing with, some unique ideas on how to turn the tide.
Okay. So one of my favorite answers in blue, and I think it's one of the fairer cards, is Aetherize. You return all attacking creatures to the owner's hand. I think that's a very fair removal spell. Also, even multiplayer too. It's like you attacked me, now all your cards in your hand. That's fair. So just a good blue answer.
I've got an answer for blue black. It's a planeswalker, so this doesn't happen very often. But if you can ultimate Ashiok Sculptor of Fears, you would gain control of all creatures target opponent controls. And then you'd gain control of all their creatures, smack them with their creatures, and then hopefully that's enough damage to end the game. But that's my answer.
Yeah, I'm looking for the card, but okay, say I want to destroy all them. I believe there's a Strixhaven card where it's like each player destroys all their creatures and then you create like a fractal token equal to like their total power and toughness. So you can sort of flip-flop the threat there to where you can take over after that.
And I have
Josh,
an
what do you got?
artifact. I have a Silent Arbiter, who is an artifact for no more than one creature can attack each combat, and then no more than one creature can block each combat. And then you want to pair that up with something like a Glissa Sunslayer with like First Strike and Death Touch. So then they can only send one person at you, and your blocker's going to kill them before any trample damage happens.
There's a pretty fun Edge of Eternities card. That's Rakdos. Um, Mutinous Massacre. So choose odd or even, destroy each creature with mana value of the chosen quality. And then gain control of all creatures until end of turn. Untap them, they gain haste until end of turn. So
Hmm.
it would be a way to, it kind of hurts you too, unless you've got, a way to skirt around it. Maybe you've got all odd number creatures, but be a fun one.
Yeah, true. A big aggravated assault or like mass mutiny would definitely help in that occasion too. Doing the same thing basically, just stealing everything and then turning sideways. I
Even like
have
some.
a
Okay.
I have a cool one, but it's more for like just one single target. It's called New Way Forward. It's from Tarkir Dragonstorm. It's 2 red, blue, white. Next time a source of your choice would deal damage to you this turn, prevent that damage. When damage is prevented this way, New Way Forward deals that much damage to that source's controller, and you draw that many cards. So you're just like,
Yeah, that's good.
I think it'd be
Yeah.
fun if you had, um, some sack outlet, say whether it be just any of the altars, something to give you food tokens, something to do something. So you get rid of all of your creatures, right? And then you play Twist Allegiance, which is an older card. It's for 6 and a red. It says you and target opponent each gain control of all creatures the other controls until end of turn. Untap those creatures, they gain haste until end of turn. So you kind of sack your creatures or just give them little baby ones, and then you get their creatures and you get to smack them with their big ol' crazy things.
Yeah, even like something like fog effects where you prevent all combat damage, like
Oh yeah.
not taking a swing on the chin can be huge. And then there's so many different flavors of them now. Even something like a moon mist where you prevent like all non-werewolf and wolf combat damage. There's so many changelings out now. If you have changelings in your deck, you can actually might be able to group them together and take out one of the threats by you doing damage and them not doing damage. So just find the fog that fits the flavor of your deck.
And sometimes the fog is a frog. If you have Spore Frog, you sacrifice Spore Frog, then you prevent all the
true.
combat damage that'd be coming at you. So that's a fun one that I like to keep in my back pocket sometimes.
Also, one more from a blue perspective, the new card that came out from uh, Lorwyn, Mirror Form, where you're like, oh, nice big creatures you have there. It'd be a shame if all of my non-aura permanents became those creatures as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nuts. Even your lands turn into whatever the heck you want. Such a dumb card. It's so good.
It's one of those cards that you refer to it as dummy busted.
So in my iteration, let's say I'm playing with the green-white deck, and I have Darian, King of Kildor. I think I got the name right. Yeah. He's a 4 and a, let's say 4 and a white, 3/3. So whenever you're dealt damage, you may create that many 1/1 white soldier creature tokens. Along with that, you'd either want an Essence Warden or a Soul Warden. So as long as they
Yep.
don't take you down to, it might, let's say they do 30 damage to you. Let's say you have 1 life left. Well, when those creatures come into play, if you have 1 or 2 of them, you can either gain that life back or gain double that life. You can just constantly keep, staying alive. And then you turn the tide on it.
Keith first.
Yeah, I've got another one. How about Brash Taunter plus like Pariah Shield or something like that?
Oh, hell yeah.
Classic.
Classic.
Classic pick.
If you want to end up, I have a combo, but it's not for this purpose. We'll talk about that later.
Okay. Kind of in a similar vein to like Keith saying the brash taunter where you can put the damage right back at him. Good old fashioned deflecting palm. One like a white and a red, prevent that damage and send it right back at their face. Also, the art is brutal. Just oldie but a goodie.
Now, since we're talking about damage, let's focus it on a little bit more. Let's say it's just one big creature. Mind you, you can't You're not going to be able to stop it. The damage can't be prevented. And you know if you get hit with this creature, you're gone. What is your response to be able to survive this instance?
Is it just 1-on-1 right now?
1-on-1.
Okay.
We'll start with easy level. It's got no protection. So what is your answer? Be unique in this scenario.
Okay. Not no protection. I'm
For this level of weather, we're gonna go with it's very, very mild. But it's big
okay.
damage.
Okay. So I mentioned this before in blue, but bounce effects, they're great. Just boomerang it. You can save your own stuff to your hand. You can take that one threat, throw it back in the opponent's hand. You can just bounce effects are awesome, man. Everyone should run them. They're great.
Yeah, I was going to go off that for sure with Aether Mutation, which is return target creature to its owner's hand. Put X 1/1 green sapling creature tokens onto the battlefield where X is that creature's converted mana costs 3 and green blue sorcery.
I'd say Ice Magic from Final Fantasy. It's just 1 and a blue, and then you can just choose 0, and then it'd be return target creature to its owner's hand. If you want to do like the ultimate of that card, because it's tiered, you can do 5 and a blue, and then target creature's owner shuffles it into their library to get rid of it for a little bit longer. So you can come up with other ways to deal with it.
Then just a good old fashioned answer from black perspective, like Doomblade it, just spot removal.
Yeah.
And then
Or turn it.
Yeah,
Go ahead, sorry.
no, you send it yours.
I said, or turn it into a 0/1 goat or any other little guy you want.
Yeah.
Plenty of cards that do that.
Or you can put it in an ice cage or imprison it on the moon.
Yeah.
Both of those are fun.
All the white enchantments do that.
There's a
all
few,
kinds.
and then at 5, there's instant speed, gain control of target's creature in red. So there's a couple spells now that you can just be like, I'm gonna just borrow this for a turn. Or you could just chaos warp it to be like, that's too big and scary. I'm gonna throw that back to your deck, and then hopefully you just get like a land war elf or something.
Ready for go to level 2 here?
Yeah, level 2. Let's see it.
All right, so level 2, same thing, but now it's got indestructible. Think of something different.
The problem is like bounce and
Yeah.
like burying it into the deck, kind of like we've mentioned those, and those are kind of some of the strongest things. The only other thing I could think of is like maybe like a Shieldred's Edict where you force them to sack it, and that'd be a black answer.
I would say I've got 2 artifact answers, but they've got to be on the table so this person kind of knows that they're coming. So Nevinral's Disc or Mindslaver would be ways to play with. So Nevinral's Disc, get rid of, all the creatures, or Mindslaver, take over that player's turn and figure out a way to deal with the creature that way.
Yeah. If you can't destroy it, you can exile it. So good old swords to plowshares.
Yeah.
Also, so even though it's indestructible, it still receives damage. Damage just doesn't kill it. So something fun you can do is have Olivia Voldaren and pay 1 in a red, make it a vampire, then pay 3 and 2 black and steal it. So just it's mine now. My scary indestructible creature. You don't get it anymore.
I've got a fun one that would be kind of hilarious. So if it's just the 2 of you, and this is your like, I'm gonna die anyway, so I might as well do something funny. If you've got Cruel Entertainment in your hand, um, which is for 6 and a black, choose target player and another target player. The first player controls the second player during the second player's next turn, and the second player controls the first player during the first player's next turn. So basically, you just kind of swap sides of the table and play with each other's life and see who can come out on top with the other player's stuff. So
Yeah.
I think that's kind of
So
fun.
destroy effects sort of nullify like destroy target creature, destroy, et cetera, et cetera. But you can still, oh Lord, you can still reduce its like toughness below 0 with like a tragic slip, and I'm pretty sure that still works.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do damage to it to get it down to one, and then if you have anything that gives it a -1, yeah, you can still
Yeah.
get rid of it.
If it's touch, oh my goodness. If its toughness goes below 0, then it's still dead.
Yep.
Also, a fun card to use in Magic. There's a whole cycle of them. The vows,
Mhm.
where you enchant your opponent's creature and then it can't attack you or planeswalkers you control. So, and they get a little buff on their creature, so it's a little group huggy. But then when it gets to the one-on-one scenario, their good creature that you helped kill your other opponents can't come back at you.
Yeah, that's
I
funny.
like that that effect doesn't wear off if like it's 1-to-1, whereas some other newer cards have like added that line in.
Yeah, as a Cardur, the Derm
Yeah,
Scourge player,
compared to Goad. Yeah.
yeah, it gets pretty rough when it gets to one-on-one. So the old wording on like the vows and stuff like that come pretty clutch when does fall back to a one-on-one scenario.
If you use acetone on Kadur, you get rid of that.
Just actively cheat. Just
Hey,
make
his
a
words are
proxy.
gone.
Yeah, or like just go to one of those proxy sites and just make a proxy and just make it say whatever you need it to say.
Exactly.
I'll make it cost one less too while I'm at it. Why not?
That's a good call. What do you got for us, Sam?
Oh, trying to.
Leveling up.
No, not
Hexproof.
yet. I can't remember the name.
Ward.
Um,
Cheetos.
give me a second. Oh, here we go. Let's say this creature's coming at me. I'm gonna say I've got two answers. One, if you have any color in white, anything as long as you got white, you can't go wrong with a mirror strike. It's just like deflecting palm, but 4 mana. Not many people expect it. You just basically redirect that damage back to the controller. My other one would be if I'm playing black, I would do a stunning reversal. And basically, if you would lose that game, instead you would draw 7 cards and your life total becomes 1. So maybe you have an answer. Next turn is all you gotta do is just hang on for dear life. So level 3, this where it gets problematic.
Hmm.
It's got hexproof and protection from, let's say, it's got protection. Let's see. We'll say it's got protection.
Mono-colored.
Well, how about this? Protection from blue. I want some unique answers here.
Okay. How many is it just the one creature coming at you?
We're gonna say it's 2. A combined
Okay.
effort, it will kill you.
Okay.
Unless you can
And
stop
then
just one.
are we still 1-on-1?
Yes.
Okay. I'd use heroic intervention. I'd block with my creatures so they don't, they can't die. And as long as those creatures that are coming at me don't have trample, I would stay alive. My creatures would stay alive, and I'd be able to swing next turn.
How about Collision of Realms? It's a red card. 6 in red sorcery. Each player shuffles all creatures they own into their library. Each player who shuffled a non-token creature into their library this way reveals cards from the top of their library until they reveal a creature card, then puts that card onto the battlefield and the rest on the bottom of their library in a random order. So looks like everyone's probably ending up with only one creature after that, but it's probably preferred because it's not a big scary.
The worst is when you do stuff like that and then they do get a big scary and you're in a worse. I feel like that happens every once in a while, and then you're in a worse spot than what you were before, and you're like, oh my goodness. Go ahead, Josh.
Okay, so you can um black and green elves have never been hotter, so have yourself a Savra Queen of the Golgari, one of the OG black green legendary elves. Whenever you sacrifice a black creature, you can pay 2 life. If you do, each other player sacrifices a creature. Just sacrifice some creatures. You have like little thralls or other elf tokens or whatever in that deck, and now you lose tokens that mean nothing to you, and they lose big, scary creatures they've invested a lot in.
Another fun black green elf that's very beautiful, and he's one of my favorites. It's actually one of the first ever legendary creatures I played with. Gerard. So Gets +1/+1 for each creature in your graveyard, and then you can pay one, a black and a green, sacrifice another creature. Each opponent loses life equal to the sacrificed creature's power, and then you can sacrifice a swamp in a forest, return Gerard from the graveyard to your hand. So if you can sacrifice one of your big creatures as they're coming at you, hopefully you can take them out depending on what their life total is, and then you'd win the game that way. That'd be a fun way to win.
Or here's a so commander, your opponent is a human, right?
You'd hope so.
Sometimes.
Your opponent's
Sometimes.
usually human. So then they have weaknesses like feelings and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So you make sure that you have uh, a creature that they don't want to send any damage at. So you have yourself a Chrome Companion, which is an adorable little artifact creature dog who's like
He's already
different.
handicapped.
Yeah, he's like differently abled. He has like a little wheelchair and little visual aid, but he's still happy. He's loving his little life. And then you're like,
Hmm.
if you attack me with your creatures, I'm gonna have to block one of them to live, and then this puppy with the wheelchair is gonna die, and that's gonna be awful.
No.
Then you start playing the ASPCA music and like the arms of the angels and stuff like that. Just psychic damage directly to the opponent.
Yeah. There's a couple of dogs that do that you can, we've talked about that before in one of our commercials that we made back in the day. Uh, there's a couple of
Yeah.
puppies that you can throw in front of your peeps and be like, "You want to kill this puppy?" I'd hate to record
Never.
that on my phone, you killing puppies.
Oh yeah, no, and Chrome Companion wasn't even out when we released that. There's
No.
like
I
so,
know.
and was District Mascot? I think District Mascot
Yeah.
was. But yeah,
Yes.
there's so
Yep.
many adorable little corgis that you could just really be really sad. So you don't want to make corgi sad. So don't attack me.
Yeah. I'd hate for someone to lose their job over animal cruelty, but not
Oh
above
yeah.
it to win a game. All right, what do we got, Sam?
All right, we're gonna go with a special rendition.
Ooh,
Let's say
are you
in this
gonna dance during
scenario,
this one?
oh no, Lord no.
Oh,
Uh, let's say in this scenario, it's your turn. But you know if it goes to anybody else's turn, you're gonna lose. For whatever reason, you don't, it could be anything like, let's say if it's your, you're bored, you've got the presence, but maybe they got something that you can't stop or damage that can't be prevented or something like that. I'll start this off. So what we would hope for is that we have Flash. And what you'd want to do is you want to tap all your mana and try to leave 6 mana open at the end of this. Let's say you got enough mana to cast whatever you want. I'm gonna want to destroy all creatures and destroy all lands.
Ooh.
And what I'd want to play is Barren Glory. By all accounts, you'd want to get rid of everything that you have, and you want to stop them from doing something. Well, you pull that off, even if it goes to their turn, they won't have any mana. You'd hope if you could survive those 3 turns, you'll win the game by having just the one enchantment out. I would like to see a special win condition from this apocalypse that you're going to have.
Okay, I'm gonna just clarify. So you blow up. So we're going from the thing that off of yours where everything is blown up.
No, 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 no. This is just my rendition of like it could be anything. Like that if you pass your turn, if you leave it as things are, you have to do a big power play
Yeah.
to stop yourself from losing the game.
Okay,
It could be anything.
I'm actually it's not even gonna be that deep. It's still one on one, right?
No, this is a 4-way now.
Oh, because I was like, if it's one on one, I'm just gonna be like
We could
silence.
easily say this is arch enemy. Like
Okay.
you've pulled everything out. You've got everything on the field. You're the big baddie at the table. and every player at the table wants you gone.
Okay, so you have silence for a single white mana, and you use it on your uh, opponent who's most likely to have control magic and board wipes, so they don't get to play, and then you close out from there.
Nobody has anything. I can add another one to it.
I've got
I
something.
have one. I'm just
Okay.
looking for the second card to actually make it like a win.
I'm gonna play Catastrophe. Destroy all lands or all creatures. Creatures destroyed this way cannot regenerate this turn. And right after that, I'm gonna play Reverberate and copy it, and then I can select the other half of what I didn't select the first time. And that only costs 2, 3, 4, 8. And then I'll hope to shout that I can get lands back. And if not, then I'm just dead. So, Josh.
Okay, so you said we need one more turn to win. I'm gonna just play an extra turn spell. I'm just gonna play All Runs Epiphany and get another turn right then and there. They don't even get their next in a cycle, and I got two birds for it. It's yeah, that's way around it.
So, yeah, first card I have would be Blunt the Assault. I guess you would want to play this on like an opponent's turn. And then, so Blunt the Assault is 3 and a green. It's an instant fog, but you gain 1 life for each creature on the battlefield, then prevent all combat damage. And then I couldn't find the other one, but there's one that's similar. It's Arachnogenesis. Create X 1/1 green spider creature tokens with reach, where X is number of creatures attacking you, prevent all combat damage. But the one I was looking for was the one that creates beasts. And when the beasts come out, they like fight every creature in play or something like that. That would help sort of establish your board if you didn't really have one, and then you get to gain some life. So hopefully that gives you some wiggle room.
You could also
Trying to
I,
find
play
that.
any of the spells that let you do multiple combats too. If one combat doesn't get you through there, then you can try and play one of those and get you a couple, either one or two, like Seize the Day or uh, Aggravated Assault, and just try and swing twice or three times.
Hmm.
I don't know if we're giving you what you want on that
no,
one,
no,
Yeah.
no,
Sam.
no. It could be anything. What I want to do is
Oh.
like for anybody listening or watching, just different ideas for them to learn to somehow like survive one or two more turns. Something to just last as long as possible because maybe you're able to scry something or you've got something coming up that maybe just answer to where you could just survive and win in the end.
I mean, a windfall would be a good idea too, because you get a whole brand new hand, and hopefully, if you're talking about scrying, you get that whole brand new hand, and hopefully one of those cards will do something for you. Keith, what do you got?
Yeah. Yeah, I found the card. It's Azuri's Predation. It's 8 mana. So 5 triple green sorcery for each creature opponents control. Create a 4/4 green Phyrexian Beast creature token. Each of those tokens fights a different one of those creatures. So maybe all your creatures also have death touch. Maybe you can just wipe everything and then maybe half of your tokens survive. That would help swing things for sure.
Okay, one of my favorite cards is a if we're gonna be losing our board state, is Fresh Meat. It's th an instant for three and a green. You create a 3/3 beast creature token for each creature put into the graveyard from the battlefield this turn. So in the big Armageddon turns, you're the only one with a board state. You can have a ton of beasts from it. I can't tell you how many games I've won by having that. It's great.
Um, for mine, we're gonna say we've got black white and uh caveat of it is let's say we know that nobody's got anything that can say damage can't be prevented. We know that if turns go on, I'm looking at the table and I know what's in my hand and I don't see a win outcome. How about we just make it to where you don't exist? So you'd want Grand Abolisher on the field that says during your turn, your opponents can't cast spells or activate abilities of artifacts, creatures, or enchantments. Gotta have that out. Then you want lethal vapors on the field. Lethal vapors is an enchantment that states whenever a creature enters play, destroy it. Pay 0. Um, that player skips their turn, but destroys it. So you have to skip your turn to be able to destroy it. Um, activate that 1,000 times, and then do Teferi's protection. What that does is you are now phased out for how many turns you just skipped, because if it's never going back to your turn, you can effectively make them draw their entire deck out without you ever having a problem. Barring if they've got like a creature that says damage can't be prevented or their commander, damage, so all like that. That is one way to be able to survive that.
That's cool.
Okay, it makes me think of when I've like the early days of AI where they like programmed a computer to not lose at a game of Tetris, and so they just paused it, and so they wouldn't lose. So it made me think of that.
If you have any wacky combos that you could think of, by all means, share it.
I'd tap I'd tap out if you did that, and then I'd play scoop. Um, and then just walk away. That'd be the end of that one. Or just go to the bathroom and be like, "Oh, my stomach hurts," and then just see how long
Now,
you'll sit at the table.
let's say it's the flip side of that, and you have everything on the board. You haven't paid it, and you've got Mindslaver. Let's say
Mhm.
you've got only one person on the other side of the field. You can effectively control them, make them pay, and then as long as you have Grand Abolish out, it protects it. Then you get rid of it on their turn. Whatever, do whatever you need to do. If it's their turn, you control them. You make them pay that a billion times. They're never getting a turn again.
Or you could just make them tap out and then swing with all their creatures, even though there's no one over there. And then when it comes back to your turn, they can't really respond or do anything. And then
Because for
you
people
just
that don't know, even
take them
though
out.
it says pay 0 to destroy it, anybody can activate that ability by sacrificing their turn. So that'd be one way to either stop them from doing something or protect you from something.
That's
Uh,
very true.
so something that'd be hilarious to stop that would be uh, the new counter spell that deletes the stack uh, the from Lorwyn, where you where you counter target spell in every ability on the stack, and you just make that many fairies. That would be a very funny answer to that. It's like, oh, you don't
Uh,
get 1,000 turns, I get 1,000 fairies. Would be funny.
Uh-oh.
That's
um,
why you'd have to have Grand Abolisher out.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's how I was protected. No,
Yep.
I remember now. Okay, that's
Yeah, by all
stop.
means, let's say if that's happening to you, if you can just get rid of that Grand Abolisher, yeah, then it's
Mhm. That
all you
bounce
gotta do.
spell I was telling you about is just
Yep. Like I said, there's a lot of it's a very, very niche way to win, but if you can pull it off, it probably upset a lot of people.
Mhm. It's
there's a
it's like one of those things that's really cool to do once, but you're like, I'll never do that to my friend group again because I like having my friend group.
yeah, there's a simple two-card combo in Lorwyn. It's Eridu, Carrier of Dawn, and Isalu, Carrier of Twilight, the flip card, the elemental god. So one side has each other non-token creature you control has persist, and then you also have Triskelion in play. It's 6 mana, artifact creature, and it enters the battlefield with 3/1/1 counters on it. And it also has a remove a 1/1 counter from Triskelion. It deals 1 damage to any target. So if you just have both of those out, you can machine gun every player out on the board or
Yeah.
destroy a creature. I mean, but just going face kind of works. So
Yeah, you can do something it's very similar to like the uh Marqueus, the zombie Marqueus, where all your cards have undying, and then you have walking ballista. So then it comes back with one. You remove the one, ping someone, and then so then it doesn't have the counter on it anymore. So it comes back. You just do that repeatedly and machine gun people. So it's nice to know that they've given us multiple machine guns now.
Yeah, it's for the Machine Gun Kelly secret layer that's coming out. It'll just be all the machine gun cards reskinned.
And then also all the foxes as Megan Fox.
Yeah, just to rub it in that they're not together anymore.
Yeah, they're in
Perfect.
separate. They're in separate secret layer props.
Shame
That'd
on
be
you.
perfect.
Shame on you.
I couldn't get that out without laughing.
Aside from that, does anybody have any ways to, well, let's say you want to run away. Let's say you're about to lose by life wise. Give me each person give me a way so that they can just gain crap ton of life and to where it's like you don't even have to worry about it anymore. You need to look something up, that's fine. It could be anything. This is for anybody who playing with life gain and they can't figure out ways to from any like
Okay, I've got an
from
idea.
any standpoint. Go ahead.
Okay. So I'm playing my I've got a deck that's got Yargle and Multani in it, but it also has some white in there. So, um, I know I'm about to die, so for one and a white, I play Soul's Grace, and I gain life equal to target creature's power, and gain a whole bunch of life. Or, and if I don't want to splash in that white, I can play Predator's Rapport for two and a green. It's an instant. Choose target creature you control. You gain life equal to that creature's power plus its toughness. So if you play that in Yargle Multani, you're going to be gaining. Let's see. Let's see. So 18 plus 6. So you're gaining, you know, that much life.
24.
24. Oh, is
Wait.
that real? Is there really a Slimer and Stay Puffed Yargle and Multani version? Secret layer
Oh,
drop?
I thought you got all the Ghostbusters stuff.
I didn't. Oh, that's a real one. I gotta find that. That's hilarious. That's awesome.
You said it's Yorgo Mutani?
Yeah, it's Slimer and Stay Puffed.
Yep, I see it. Six
I
dollars and 44 cents.
yeah,
Huh.
I gotta find that when we go to Vegas. What do you got, Josh?
Okay, I got one for you, and it is also using almost entirely Lorwyn cards.
Hmm.
So, uh, you get yourself a pestered well guard, who is a merfolk soldier for three and a blue. And whenever this creature becomes tapped, you make a 1/1 blue black fairy creature token with flying. You also have from Lorwyn, you have Virulent Emissary, a one drop for a green who has Death Touch, and whenever a creature you control enters, you gain one life. And then you have Intruder Alarm, which is not from Lorwyn, but can be broken very easily. And that's whenever creatures don't untap during their controller's untap step, and then whenever a creature enters, untap all creatures. And then you just need the an elf that there's a few different one drop elves that are like tap this elf and target creature add a mana of any color to your mana pool. There's about three different flavors of them, and you do that with the merfolk, and then that makes a fairy, and then that fairy ETB gains you a life, and that untaps everything, and you rinse and repeat, and then you have as many fairies as you want, and as much life as you want, and you do, yeah, it's just that easy.
I'm surprised you didn't use like um
The Merfolk one where you make a infinite Merfolk.
No,
Uh,
just any of the TMNT cards that you could get in the Lore One Eclipse pre-release kits.
I don't.
I'm sure one of those would. Leonardo Cutting Edge has lifelink, so you could
Hmm.
gain some life that way.
Well, there's this one commander I've sort of wanted to build, but it's mono white. It'd probably be mono white like Voltron. So it's Evra Halcyon Witness, 4 and 2 white, legendary creature avatar with a life link, and it has 4 colorless. Exchange your life total with Evra Halcyon Witness's power. So you can just attack with that. Say, I don't know, it has like 5 or 6 extra like equipment on it or something like that. So its power is over 10. I don't know, it helps a little bit, but it's much more powerful, like one-shotting someone towards the beginning of a game. If you just like swap your power and life and it's like 30 attack and then you just win instantly. But I guess it still kind of works later in game too.
Yeah, because if you could switch like the Walls of Bossing Say and make that power, make that toughness its power, and then gain life equal to its power, then you'd get a whole bunch of life that way
Hmm.
too for that one.
Yeah, say at least like a Colossus Hammer gives it like +10/+10 or something.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
What do you got,
okay.
Josh? That's a
Okay.
long finger.
So I think the best way to deal with massive life loss is to transcend life loss. It doesn't mean anything to you anymore. It's like Buddhism. You're just but temporary, and all is temporary, and all will be dust eventually. Either that or play Platinum Angel, where you can't lose the game and your opponent can't win the game. So
Mm.
either of those will do about equally well.
Perfect. You eating some noodles, Keith?
Yes. I
Um,
had poor
or
timing.
let's say we have for anybody that likes playing Jund, we have a multi card combo here. To what we want to talk about is you want Devilish Valet on the field, and that states whenever a creature is in the battlefield under your control, you double his power. We're gonna look at this like you've just got mana. Obviously, you make treasures.
It's coming out
Play,
your ears.
yeah, you're gonna play Army of the Damned,
Oh,
and I'm no math major, but this is where it gets problematic.
bro, same.
So you get all those creatures out, and let's say here it's what is that? 13 creatures, 13
Yeah,
zombies.
13 tutus.
So exponential growth.
Well, what
13
else
to the
did you have
power of
out
12.
again?
Devilish Valet. We're just his power.
Oh,
We're getting his
yeah.
power as big as possible. Um, that is 12 to the power. Let's see. You double it every time, so it become 1 becomes 2, 2 becomes 4, 4 becomes 8, yada yada. Not only that, but then you'd want to do however you can. You maybe flash it back, do it again. You want to do fungal sprouting, and you would choose that creature, that Devilish Valet, and you make X 1/1 saplings equal to his power, and it just jumps up again. And at that point, you can do Predator's Rapport at gain life equal to a target creature's power plus toughness, and you don't have to worry about it.
Very true.
Or you can just fling it at somebody. Either way.
Yeah.
I like the fling option.
You could force yourself to draw out. Let's say if it's maybe with blue added to it. I don't know the name of that. Whatever that creature type is, or whatever that Leviathan is, or Nephilim. If like I say, if you go to draw your deck out, you could always just say, draw X cards equal to that creature's power. You just draw yourself out and win the game. But yeah. I'm hoping that if anybody else has anything to add, any, last minute save your butt. moments? Be anything?
I think we've talked about quite a
Oh,
few of them tonight.
Oh, yeah.
I've got.
What do you got?
Keith
What do you
has
got,
one.
Keith?
You could do a sort of combo with that. I don't know how much mana this requires, but Disciple of Freyalise, it's 3 and triple green. Whenever it enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, gain X life, draw X cards, where X is that creature's power. And then you could flash in like a Laboratory Maniac or what the other one that's like actually the combo? What's the Merfolk combo game winner?
As Oracle.
Yeah, Thassa's Oracle.
There is a Sphinx that if you would draw a card and you have nothing there, instead put 5/1/1 counters on the Sphinx. That you have that option too. I don't see anybody playing with that card.
The consummated Sphinx. Go ahead, Josh.
So if you have like a big creature and you want to make sure that you get a payout for it either being alive or dead, there's a fun enchantment called Dying Wish. Enchant creature you control. When that creature dies, target player loses X life and you gain X life, where X is its power. So that's a good way to make sure your investment happens on your big creatures.
I have a combo that's coming up from my Wooburg experience deck, and you gotta have the red blue guy. Is it Nivix? Magus or whatever. It's the one that if you play an instant or sorcery greater than your experience counter, you get an experience counter, but all your X spells cost X less depending on what your experience is at. And if you combine that with, let's say, Debt to the Debtless or Exsanguinate, a neat little combo.
Oh yeah.
Which you could make it. And obviously, if you can get your experience counters how far up, you could just cast a spell, and then whatever, if X is like 50 because you've got 50 experience counters, you don't even need that mana. You could just automatically just do it.
Very true.
Yeah.
Okay. Then did you have any more scenarios for us, Sam?
Well, other than you could make it very difficult that the creature has hexproof, protection from everything, damage can't be prevented. That'd be the final boss per se. And you can't make a sacrifice.
Mhm. Yeah.
This could be a like a 300-foot tsunami coming at you.
I think at that point, if it's just you and another person and you're not playing for like a tournament or something like that, I think you just take it. Just take it, walk away, get on to the next
But
game. Because
like we've all seen movies to where there's always somebody surviving with it, so there's always an answer
I'd just
most of
say
the
you
time.
outlife gain the strength of the creature. I don't know.
yeah, I would say the same thing. If you've got, I mean, if you're not going to walk away and you're going to let it go, then just kind of do what we just talked about and see how much life gain you can get. And, you know, Teferi's Protection or
Ooh,
Cyclonic Rift. I
Well,
don't know.
there is one option in that scenario.
Murder.
If you were
There's
able to get
one
in
more
a
option.
Platinum Empyrean,
Mm,
if it's not a commander, mind you, that'd be the other part because you don't want damage can happen, but it's your life staying at whatever it is at that time.
true.
Yeah. Then I mean, like, there's always again Platinum Angel where you just can't lose the game, and then there's also that weird uh Voltron, like the equipment horse from Kamigawa. If it's Neon Genesis Kamigawa, where you can just equip it to a creature, and then you also can't lose the game. So there's a few ways where you just can't lose the game, and it doesn't matter how big, scary Voltron either creature is until they deal with your board state. They can't.
Now, if you ever want to get
Cloud
it,
Steel
yeah,
Kieran.
Thank you.
you if you ever want to, let's say if you've got somebody in your pod that maybe they invited somebody to it and you just don't care. Let's say he's just they're just the worst person and you want to make it to where they never come back. Well, could be any reason, maybe because everybody wants to be nice
Mhm.
and they don't want to. Hey, you just don't come back. You could do an abyssal persecutor and make copies of it, and then give them a creature, and then keep it alive as long as possible, where neither person can win or lose. You're stuck in limbo.
But if you don't like this person, then you've just perpetually changed yourself to this person forever. That sounds like the worst play.
Just put an assault suit on it and pass it around.
Yeah, we can always delve into the how to be the worst type of people at some other point. But I'd hope that people's learned something from this, to being able to survive at any costs at any moment. If there's nothing that we brought up that anybody else brought up, be sure to share your comments, stories, anything, where maybe you turn the tide at the last moment because you held out just long enough to be able to find an answer. So with that, does this episode resolve?
I think it resolves.
Then
Yes,
I'm
sir.
going, and then in response, I am going to hold a land in my hand, so you guys think that I have a response, but I don't actually. So then it can conclude.
All right, perfect. See
All right,
y'all
well,
next week.
stay safe out there and don't drive crazily out there.
Yep. All right. See you, everybody.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Hexproof from Ward. If you like what you heard, you can continue to listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. You can watch us on YouTube. You can also give us a follow on Instagram and Blue Sky. We'll see you next week.